Hi there folks, bit of an apology, struggling for content this week, so I had to phone a friend. So anyway, here's Jonny.
Here's Jonny.
To those that don't know Jonny, and I'm sure many of you do, he's part of Hell on Earth, an excellent YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description.
That's questionable.
Please go check him out. Watch the latest videos, the latest 5, but then go right back to the start and watch where they came from.
Oh god. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Right, it's here for a look around the museum. So
yeah, it's been a while.
You've seen this bit before, but it's obviously changed.
Yeah.
I think you'd be quite surprised when you walk that way. So let's go take a look.
Oh, this is new.
Oh yeah, quickly, something in here, this might interest you. And many people who know about the dam busters.
Oh, this is what you... Right, yeah, you sent me pictures of
this. Yeah, a broken piece of glass. But 617 Squadron. Officer's Mess. I think that's out of the Petwood Hotel, which they used as the officer's mess during the dam busters era.
How did you get that?
It was found in a skip.
No way.
Somebody threw that away.
In pieces, or is it?
No,
just cracked?
it is in pieces. I think somebody's kind of sellotaped it together at some point.
Right.
But yeah, but who'd you throw that away? I mean, even if you were interested, you know, people are, and surely you'd profit from it.
Definitely.
But no, in a skip.
That's mad. Why would you throw that away?
Crazy. So yeah, a lot of the airfield history on display now. In fact, funnily enough, if you see that table,
yeah,
well, it's one of these.
Oh.
And underneath this one, it was 51 Squadron that flew from here.
Oh, cool.
And that's actually underneath that.
So this is, you got this from here?
No, I think it was found on Facebook Marketplace.
And it eventually made its way back?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know, the wartime fold-out chairs.
Wow.
We'll put those on if we're showing like a film on the projector.
Oh, right. Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
Where should we start?
I think you just painted this corridor.
No, it'll have been that one.
Oh, maybe
yeah. Should we go start that end and then work?
Yeah, we can do it. Wow.
We'll get the geeky stuff out of the way first. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
There's a lot of unrelated models there that seem to have price tags on them.
Wow. I used to have an Airfix Hurricane when I was a kid.
I like the Hurricane. You know, it's the Spitfire Hurricane debate.
Yeah.
And then there's also the Lancaster or the Halifax debate. I would go for the underdog.
Wow.
These things just seem to turn up at the museum. I don't know where they come from.
They're very cool.
It's like you walk out of the museum, you come back in and suddenly there's like a load of aircraft on a table and you're like, what the fuck? We actually have our own radio geek. Called Martin, really knowledgeable, and this is his little room. So some of the radio equipment in there is sort of periods of what you'd have had on the bombers and things.
No way.
I mean, you must have seen like Lancaster pictures and you can see like those sort of colours on those. That's the latest mystery object that's coming. I mean, it looks like a bomb.
It does look like a bomb.
That's an electric motor. That is an alternator. And I think the confusing part is the two are together, because I've seen photographs of this sort of thing, but with a propeller on the front, on very early Aircraft. It's alright. You haven't broken it.
Breaking everything. Zag.
It done actually.
There you go.
But yeah, I've seen pictures underneath, like basically what came just after World War One, and it's hung underneath a plane with a propeller on it.
Oh, broke the museum now. I was just curious, like, if they made it out of a shell.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, they just had parts knocking about and...
But I'm wondering the electric motor, I wonder if it's actually for testing them.
Oh, maybe.
It's easier than trying to get a voltage reading off that when you're like up in the sky.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a strange little room. You used to have a bath in here originally.
I can't remember what this... I don't know if you showed me in here before. I can't remember. No, I can't remember.
I think I did bring you in here.
I might have...
Oh, because it had... There was somebody in here rented it and used it as storage.
Wow, I haven't seen this yet.
I'm going to say you haven't seen this yet, have you?
No. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I decided to take the exhaust pipes off. Mainly because this isn't off a Halifax bomber, it's off a later aircraft and it has a different exhaust setup. And it was also a bit like an advent calendar, because as you took it off, some have corrosion in them, some had like piles of nuts from rodents.
Oh really?
Yeah, one cylinder had a mouse nest.
No way.
And I took the sweet wrappers out, best before 2001.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a display item for a long time.
Wow. And where did this come from?
This came from a museum in Scotland. It was purchased by the Bomber Command Museum in Canada, stroke Halifax 57 Rescue. They basically are building a Halifax bomber, and they're after certain engine parts,
Right.
the cylinder sleeves, and it was basically said to me, you've got a Bristol Hercules engine coming, can you inspect the cylinders? If they're good, can you take them out? What's left you can have. Unfortunately, all the cylinders are bad.
Oh.
See the video, link in description and all that jazz.
What are they doing with it once they've built one?
It'll be used for doing like, it'll start up and taxi, like the one in Lincolnshire that you can do the taxi rides on.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're not going to fly it.
No, I did actually ask Karl Kjarsgaard, the main guy of it all, would it be able to fly? Regardless of laws and whether you can or you can't, could it fly? He goes, it'll be able to do a tail up taxi run.
Right.
Well, that's only an inch away from being airborne.
Yeah.
And I said, so he could fly, and he just smiled. I guess we'll find out one day.
That is very cool.
It's quite impressive. It just
Sounds good as well.
It came on that.
I'd say do some work.
Oh yeah. It's even got a genuine oil leak. Yeah, that's all the exhaust pipes that came off it.
Wow.
That was an experience.
I didn't realise there were so many.
2 for each cylinder come off, and then they join into the ones coming off, like the second row of cylinders.
Right. It does look better without them on.
It just needs the continuation of making it look a bit more World War II. So anything basically now that's grey or green actually wants to be black.
Right.
Except, like the cylinders themselves. It's, I think, 38.7 litres.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Supercharged and fuel injected, this one. It won't fit in a micro.
That was my next question. It's awesome. It's really cool.
It's when engineering also look good.
Yeah, it just, you look at every little part of it and just, wow.
When I did the black paint at the front, I scratched off the old paint that somebody had daubed on. And when it was all just aluminium, you're like, oh, I bet this would look awesome polished up.
Yeah.
But you have to do the whole thing.
Yeah, no, you can't just do it.
And then you think, I ain't got long enough to live. I'll never get it finished.
Yeah. No, that's really good.
So yeah, slowly but surely my collection of engines that won the war is coming together. Because we've got on loan, we've got a little baby generator.
I think you said you were gonna, the last time I was here, you said you were gonna try and get one of them.
And there it is.
And there it is, yeah.
There could be more. It's on loan. I don't think it's been run for about 20 years. But it's not seized up or anything. And we've actually had permission to try start it. So that could be the first of the running engines.
That's cool.
It is good, isn't it?
Well, you posted that recently, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, when I made a lame excuse for not putting a video up.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So you saw that one, didn't you?
Yeah, seen that one.
When it was upside down.
Yeah.
That was an interesting task, putting it the right way. That metal frame, the black metal frame, did its job there. But there was an ass-nipping moment when I thought it was going to smash backwards and it had just shattered and I'd have been crying and all that. But no, since it's been the right way up, I've been in touch with the daughter of the pilot of this aircraft.
Oh, really?
And she has got his account of that night.
Wow.
She basically, it was a Canadian squadron, but the pilot, he was a Welshman who lived in Hull.
No way.
Yeah, and I'm presuming she still lives in the local area and things. So yeah, it's this room eventually. What I'll do is actually make it all basically that story.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if she's I can't get the words out. She said she's got some photos. He lived to be 97.
Fair play.
Yeah. So if he was one for telling the story, she must have heard it a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
So, you know what I mean, to get the account of it from her and his account, it's written down, it'd be amazing.
Definitely.
So, shall we move on a bit further?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Lancaster engine cowlings.
Wow.
From a Canadian Lancaster that was scrapped in the 50s in Canada. And you're like, what are they doing here?
What are they doing here?
Well, apparently somebody was going to fit them to, like, you know when you see a Merlin engine on a trailer for running?
Yeah.
Well, I think somebody had the idea of actually fitting them round it.
Right.
But then realised I think it would actually mean re-engineering the whole thing. So yeah, they basically belong to Halifax 57 Rescue, who the Merlin engine came from and the Hercules engine came from.
Right. So is this on loan or is this yours?
No, this stays here. I mean, it was nice when we had the other one as well. Did you ever see the other one?
Yeah, I saw the other one.
Yeah. I did go see that at the other museum it's at. It's now on display.
Oh.
Yeah. Ended up telling some of their visitors the story about it, which was a bit weird.
It is cool though, that's probably up there with one of your best pieces. Easy.
Do you know, the video I did of turning that over had 70,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they were just expecting me to fuck up. You know when you see a thumbnail that's going to fail.
Right, what's next?
So, go straight down to the bottom. This is where we have a bit about the squadrons that were here. Normally sounds a bit better because there's music and things on.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all new.
So yeah, lots and lots of stories and lots not on display.
Oh.
It's like we've got letters and things that were written, you know, written to the parents at home and things.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of them are really powerful. There's one, when we see some of the other rooms, it's called George's room because the airman, a rear gunner, we've got his whole story. His son actually comes up and visits the museum.
Oh.
So one of the letters that George wrote home, it's quite moving. So I've asked his son if he would actually read it out, and I'm going to get a reenactor to sit in the bedroom as if he's writing the letter.
Yeah.
And film it.
That'd be cool.
And try and bring the letter to life.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the thing with museums is there's a lot of reading. And a lot of people don't like to do a lot of reading.
That's true.
So I thought if I make it into a video, people might actually watch it. So yeah, we had 2 squadrons here. 150 Squadron. And then 51 Squadron. And 51 Squadron still exists. They, you know what I mean? They're still...
Whereabouts are they based?
They, I believe, are at Waddington now. And twice a year they come here. In fact, last November, they came for a meal after they'd done the reef laying at the airfield.
Yeah.
And that's the first time the squadron's eaten here since 1945.
Wow. Wow.
Obviously, we didn't have windows last time we came.
No. I think you'd made...
I might have made some, yeah.
Made like a handful.
Yeah.
And I think you put...
We might have got one in, maybe, but yeah. It's,
Yeah, I remember you showing me all the glass.
yes, that's where all those models were, actually. It was all stacked up in there. So this is the display that you'll probably remember from the other room.
Ah, yes. I remember this. That's very cool.
Well, we know it had nose art, and it was the cartoon character Jane from the newspaper at the time. And it was actually painted on the nose of the aircraft by the actual artist of the cartoon.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Apparently it was the envy of the squadron. Now, there's no photographs and nobody to tell us exactly what the image was. But apparently, a lot of the time she didn't have any clothes on.
Right.
And with it being a museum and young people come and things, we thought, we'll go with that one.
Yeah, put some colours on it.
So yeah, a local artist painted that, and I watched him do it. Amazing to see him do it. And the piece of bent metal it's on, that's thanks to me.
Oh, is that some metal?
He was going to do it direct on the wall.
Oh, that's well cool.
And I thought, it'd look better if it was on ideally a piece of aluminium.
Yeah.
But, you know, cost of living and all that, it's a piece of steel, a bit cheaper. And it's made a bit of a frame so it's bent round it.
Yeah, it looks good.
But it works, doesn't it? It's,
yeah.
even when it then shows up, the one that I put on there has been completely wrong. Such is life. But no, slowly but surely, we're looking a bit more organised. With our wonky boards and things.
It's come on massively since I last came.
Most people come in, it's like, it's bigger than I thought. And when you saw it, it was still in sections, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we went in that many rooms to be fair.
You won't have gone in any of these, because they had all the concrete raised up floors and...
Wow, it is massive.
And isn't it nice and bright down there with windows in?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all curtains are shut because all these residents are asleep at the moment. Well, that's George's room. So we've got his full story. And like you can see on here, you know, the letters.
Yeah.
There's loads of them. We've actually got a picture of his billet room. It's not like that, but we can make it look like that. So we can try and recreate it as much as possible. At the moment I'm waiting for a stove, like a potbelly stove.
Yeah.
Because in one letter it mentions being sat near the fire, which would have been a stove.
You mentioned this to me.
Yeah. And a lot of finishing off to do with paint and tape unsticking and...
Yeah.
But it's really nice on a sunny afternoon in there, when the sun comes through the window. with its masking tape crisscross in wartime fashion. Normally there's a radio playing here.
Yeah.
And it's always old tunes and things, and it's coming through a really old radio speaker.
I remember the kids' gas masks because that was at the front when we walked in.
They're a bit creepy, aren't they?
Yeah, they're weird.
Especially the fact that you've got to like pump air in with that side thing.
That's weird.
I mean, let's be fair, gas masks generally are a bit creepy, aren't they?
Yeah. Have you seen the Mickey Mouse one?
Yes, yeah, I have.
And weird things.
Yeah, we ought to get one, to be fair. Oh, hang on, what's that one? This is weird. Do you know, it's amazing. I've kind of got a museum, but I couldn't tell you everything that's in it. You know, I mean, you'll be opening up in the morning, so to speak, on an open day. You're like, oh, what's that? I haven't seen that before. So yeah, this is just a sort of a 1940s era stuff, isn't it? It's,
Yeah.
and it's amazing how many people bring stuff in on an open day.
More than just
It's like a magnet. Yeah, they'll come in with some random bag or box or command to come and help me get this out of the boot.
It's very, very cool. It's come a long way. Like, massive.
Now this site, obviously after the war, was used by the Women's Land Army, which there was like how do you say, a grow back better after the war, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And this, I think, was one of the biggest hostels in the area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we need to dedicate a bit of the site to the Women's Land Army.
Yeah.
Now apparently the woman who actually had this room back in the day when she was in the Women's Land Army used to live in the village.
Oh, right.
And she did visit the site and spoke to Zoe, who's a creator, and mentioned certain things, one being of putting the pillow under the bed covers and then going through that window and buggering off to meet blokes in, in the village. I wish she was still here now. So yeah, I mean that's not wartime, but you can see how it actually was all one big site with next door.
Yes.
That's the picket post.
Right.
Which does still stand next door. I said I was going to take it up and move it to this side because we need it more.
Mm. You do?
Oh, and here's a bit of trivia for you. You might not know this. The term needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
You've heard it, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know where it comes from?
No idea.
This. Now, if the bearded Bodger was here, he could tell you the story better, so my version might be a bit crap. But when you had haystacks and you were going to do threshing and things, that thing screws together, and I think you'd put like a wire through it.
Yeah.
And you'd push it into the haystack, turn it clockwise, pull it out, and pull like a sample out.
Yeah.
See if it was okay to do the thrashing. Well, I think the wire bits used to go rotten and break off, and if you turned it the wrong way, you'd lose that in the haystack.
Ah, I see.
And that is the needle in a haystack. See, we learn something every day, don't we?
I did not know that.
No, I don't.
It's interesting.
Like a good weapon, wouldn't it?
It would.
I mean, it was like a spear.
It does. That almost looks like
Lifting manholes.
like on the spam tin.
That'd be one hell of a corned
It
beef
would.
tin.
It would be massive. Corned beef, yeah. No,
I think spam use the same, don't they? Are they the same?
I normally get the, what you call it, what's it called? The round spam. It's not called spam, it's called something else. What's it called? Peck.
Oh yeah, I know what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this eventually will be a Women's Land Army bedroom. And the end room at the other end of the corridor, I think, will be the Women's Land Army display.
Right.
But those rooms at the moment are kind of the bottom drawer of the museum, full of junk. That is Zoe's dad. who bought this site in the 70s, I think.
Oh.
I mean, if it wasn't for him, these buildings wouldn't be here.
Well, yeah.
He used to own a big part of the main airfield, including the control tower.
Oh, cool.
And he knocked it down.
Oh.
And I mean, he was quite, like many people of his generation, never spoke about the war, had no interest in, you know, what was left over. And I think when they was doing the M62 motorway, there was, I think JCB wanted to do a demonstration, so they knocked the tower down. He came to visit the museum. He sadly passed away not that long ago. But he came and looked around the museum. And he turned around and he goes, you know, in hindsight, I didn't really gain anything by knocking it down. You're like gutting.
That is gutting.
But for somebody who didn't particularly like the war and the old buildings, he did, how should I say, he was impressed. He was here, I think, 2 days before he died.
Oh.
It was one of his last outings, bless him.
At least he got to see it.
He got to see it, and I think he did like what he saw. So yeah, it's certainly come on a bit.
Yeah, loads and loads.
I think I've told you what to brew.
Yeah, go on then.
Right, you fancy looking at some old machinery?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it then. So yeah, basically these army trucks are getting restored next door.
Right.
And he asked if I wanted them parking round here. And I did say, you've run out of space, haven't you? He goes, yes.
Oh, wow.
So, yep. The first one and the end one are made by Carrier. And I know this one is 1938.
Right.
It still runs. And then the middle one is the Bedford, I've seen in a lot of my videos recently,
Yeah.
just to get some content from somewhere. Don't know the history on these two, but I do know that was in Normandy, D-Day, and the owner of it should be getting its story soon from the previous owner, so we'll be able to know what she's done.
So cool.
Huh.
So cool.
Step up and have a look.
I didn't get in this thing.
How do you think it is for me being an old man?
I'm guessing it did have 2 seats in it at one point.
Yeah, it did. If you just sit, if you rummage it about so it sits properly, there's one at the other side and it's a bit bent, I think, but if you put it back in place, get sat in it.
It's a bit snug, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. That is mental. Wow.
I'll tell you what, look at this, just look at the simplicity in that.
Nothing else, just a winder.
Yeah. Suits you.
Wow.
Not bad for 81 years old, is it?
No, not at all. The car's in worse conditions now.
I think the Hell on Earth channel need one.
I don't know what we do with it.
Well, just replace the van with it.
Well, we could.
Go anywhere vehicle.
That is so cool. Is this original?
I don't think so. I think it'd have been a one-piece canvas originally, and this looks a bit roped together.
Well, I'm guessing if it made it through D-Day, it was used, probably used, might have been used up until like the mid-50s.
Could have been. Nice though, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice.
And as for these, I mean, these are winch trucks. And obviously that's a winch cable. But if you sort of look through the back there, you'll see like a winch drum.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's driven off the back of the gearbox.
Ah.
Yeah. This is from 1938. And it's weird because you can kind of bring the cable forwards and bring it out through there.
That's genius.
Isn't it? See, us Brits used to be on the ball there, didn't we? What happened? What went wrong?
I don't know. What did go wrong?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So would you like to see a big grass field where hopefully there's going to be like a massive event in September?
Yeah.
I hear there might be some famous people there. Here we might have Chris Stacey.
I hope so. I hope Chris.
It would be good to get him here.
So.
Apparently his hotel's booked, which means his lass has obviously been on the case.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, if we squeeze past the building and the air raid shelter, I'll show you that field. Yeah, basically what we're going to do is fence like a pathway off coming down this side.
Yeah.
Because the other side of the yard is just too much for, how should I say, public and hazards. So no, we'll clear a path through here, probably put some stuff actually, you know, on display as well.
Yeah.
And lead them into here, and the plan is to ideally fill the field.
This is perfect, isn't it?
It's a good size, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good size.
And I'm hoping this September kind of, how should I say, puts it on the map as somewhere to hold events.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, I mean, alright, it's a bit long at the moment, but cut and treated and looked after. You could have car shows on it.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
It's hard as well.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's lots of potential.
Loads of potential.
Oh, I got too busy talking and I forgot to make an outro, folks. Anyway, that was Jonny Norton of Hell on Earth. Link in the description. Please go check the channel out. You won't be disappointed. And yeah, at least it created some content for you guys. So on that bombshell, catch you on the next one.